Bossman show. Coach Dan D'Antoni, West Virginia, up there with the Marshall Thundering Herd, man. They up there heading up there. Conference USA coaches everywhere. You got Virginia, West Virginia, Texas. You all that's really Conference USA coach. You all are everywhere, man. All over this nation. How you doing, man?
I'm good. That would be West by God, Virginia.
West by God, Virginia, the Thundering Herd of Marshall, baby. The real mean green. The real mean green, right?
I don't know how mean we are, but we're green. We're green.
Right. You got that right. Coach Trevor, 5 on the year, coach, playing really well 3 in a row. Tell us about your team, man. Only playing 17 games so far this year, but hey, you right where you want to be here in March before you head to Frisco here real soon.
Well, we got a real good ball club, and they're solid. If you look at our stats, NET, we're the highest ranked team in Conference USA. Pomeroy, we're the highest ranked team in Conference USA. Our efficiency numbers on basketball are tops in the conference, top assist team, top turnover to assist ratio, one of the highest shooting percentage teams, efficient team. Our defensive stats are less than 1 point per possession, which we consider good. And we played well. We've had some problems with COVID, and it, I think, put us about 2 weeks behind. We played some tough games. We had to play 7 straight road games to begin Conference USA with 1 game break with Western at our place, which we played Western directly out of COVID. We were out 14 days. Our point guard had symptoms and really didn't recover until 2 weeks after he started playing. So, you know, all in all, 12-5. Stats are good, and I got great young men who play extremely hard. So happy with where we are. You know what? You're still playing for the last game, you know.
Oh, yes.
You're a happy camper.
You got that right, Coach. You got that right. So last week you didn't play Rice. So does that help you guys for your legs? I know they play guys some good minutes there. So how is that kind of getting the weekend off to kind of reset and then get ready to play North Texas, who are always tough when you play those guys?
No, they're always tough. But this is our 3rd break with COVID, and I think earlier in the year, our first time we had to take 14 days out. It probably hurt us a little more than this last time. And the reason being is you're putting your team together the first year. The second COVID break, we were smitten. That hit us hard because we had a couple kids that had symptoms, and they didn't, even though they were allowed to play, they still hadn't gained their strength and their physical part of the game. And then this last one, it comes down to, is it rust or is it rest? You know, so you're trying to rest some kids toward this end. So maybe, I hope, not as tough on the team as the first 2. And we'll find out. You know, you guys will all call it. If we get beat, it'll be rust. If we win, it'll be rest. So
hey, Coach, not me, Coach. Hey, Coach, my media friends are different than me. I'm like this. It's make or miss for me, Coach. So I know what it's about. See, it's make or miss. You know, hey, good and bad coaches are based on making or missing, right? So it's
a maker's league, you know.
Yes.
Hey, in my age, I'm lucky to get here this far doing what I love to do. So I've had good players who've made a few.
Yes, you got that right, Coach. You got that right, buddy. Now, Coach, look at this, man. As far as your team, man, coming back this past season in March last year, this time, my birthday, stuff got shut down. So how was it losing your guys off for all those months, keeping their grades up, being at home, so your assistant coach having to work extra harder, academic advisors was working extra harder to keep your guys' grades up. So how was it for you and your staff, man, this past spring, keeping your guys focused on school while they was away from you guys, and then you're on your great campus there at Marshall?
Well, you know how you have sayings in locker rooms where a lot of coaches, not me, but a lot of coaches have sayings like no pain, no gain, run through a brick wall, jump over. I don't do that. I got my little quote is Charlie Brown carrying Snoopy on his back. And he says, you know, it ain't where you're going, it's who you go with. So all I'm saying as a coach, pick the right guys. You don't have problems. You know, so I'm cautious about who I put in the car with me. I want good young men at represent Marshall. And when I took the job, my AD said, well, you know, sometimes you'll have to walk them to class. And I said, no, I'm going to walk them right by that class to their car and say goodbye. And I believe that, you know, I believe in helping young people, but I also believe that you have to set standards for them. And they have to be wanting to reach those standards. And if you don't let them reach up to grow as a person, then I think you've done much more a disservice than teach them how to dribble a basketball or teach them how to shoot a basketball. So we really work on the type of young men we have, the type of responsibility that they carry for themselves. And I give them that opportunity to carry that responsibility. I'm not here to babysit you, and I'm not going to babysit you. And I expect you to be a young man. I'm going to treat you like a young man. And you know what? So far been very pleased with this generation. They're doing a great job, and I've enjoyed it. They made this old man happy. So you know, they've been a good groups, because I've had a bunch of them.
And Coach, you're right, man. You know, for me as a young kid, Coach, 4 years old, man, I met Anthony Mason and Carlos Rogers at basketball camp, at Frank Allen's camp back in 1991, Coach. So that right there changed my mindset to vote. Hey, I can go to college because I grew up in the hood of Atlanta, Coach. I grew up in the slums, Coach.
Right.
Didn't have much. So just that, seeing that as a 4-year-old, man, gave me that. I said, I can do anything I want to do because look at these guys. Anthony Mason, Carlos Rogers, Frankie Allen.
Right.
Have to take time for me, a little kid from Atlanta, show me around. Like, so, Coach, just having a coach like yourself to really help motivate kids. For me as a 4-year-old, got me to where I am today at 34 years old now. So 30 years ago, I've grown from that point. So I feel like guys like yourself who really care about kids and growing young men, man, can really make a difference in our country and in our world for sure.
Well, good people make good things. And we all make mistakes. I'm not saying that everybody's perfect. And I certainly don't know if I'd even enjoy the perfect person.
You got that right.
I do think that they're going to make mistakes. You got to let them own those mistakes and let them grow from them. You know, you don't pin them in a corner for them, but at the same time, you don't make it comfortable either. And there's a good mix there that you get them coming forward without destroying who they are as a person. And I hope I do that good. You know, that's my main goal as a coach. Obviously got to win enough games to keep my job. And I enjoy that part. I enjoy the competition and the ability to have that roller coaster ride through life. There's an old movie, you too old for you, you wouldn't know about it. But there was this young lady that had a chance to marry 2 different guys. And one of them, she picked the other one, where the other one passed away. And when he passed, the one she picked passed away. And she was broke at that time and left her without anything. And the one she didn't pick had become a banker and had money, had worked his way through and had a lot of money. And they were at the funeral. He came to the funeral and he looked at her. I said, I guess you wish you'd have chosen me now. And she looked at him and she said, yeah, well, not really. She said, it's like going to a carnival. You have the roller coaster and you have the merry-go-round. And I don't think anybody standing in line for the merry-go-round.
You got that right, Coach. You got that right, Coach. I tell you what, man. Speaking of that, Coach, this summer, man, a rough summer, all kinds of going on country, racial stuff, for social injustice stuff. Those Zoom calls for me, Coach, with my staff has made me a better leader, a mentor, and a friend to my staff here. So for you, Coach, hearing your young men from very diverse backgrounds tell you about their backstories and their history, how's that for you and your team to coming together, hearing each other's perspectives on different things that's going on in our nation, and could becoming a way closer team this year because of it?
Well, we talk about that all the time. I've talked about that 7 years ago. And I live Black History Month because I'm married to a Black woman, so every month's a history month for me. She rules my roost. I ain't got a chance. So we talk about issues again. I think that's a part of my job. If not, I need to be in the NBA. but this is a place where you develop young men and trying to get them going in life the best they can be, regardless of their color, race. That to me, I told my players when we talked to them, I said, Tavia, I know you're a black man. I can look at you and see that you're black. I mean, that's not hard. But I don't treat you as a black person. I treat you as Tavion. Tavion earns or doesn't earn the respect I give you. It's not anything else. So I'm not giving you anything because you're black, and I'm not taking anything away from you because you're black. You live up to Tavion, and I can point him out because he's one of the best. He is one of the best human beings alive. And, that's kind of the way I've treated people, tried to do the best I can, got my own little faults. Sometimes I got to apologize, but for the most part, try to treat people with respect and let them earn what they get. I just think you have to earn it. I'm not giving it to you. I don't feel sorry for you. Hell, I grew up in the backwoods of West Virginia. My daddy couldn't speak, and my granddaddy couldn't speak English. We had 50 cents when he came over here. And so I don't, you got to earn your way. All of us.
You got that right.
Earn your way. I don't want you to be given to you because of you're white, black. I don't care. So, I hired Corny Jackson, who played here at Marshall. I told him, I said, he's a black man, but I didn't hire you because you're black now. I put 4 white guys down there if I thought they were the best. But you're the best. You're the best one interviewed. You're the best coach I could get. And I want you to act like it, and let's get this thing rolling. And he's been a great joy. He's done a great job here at Marshall.
Most definitely, Coach. I agree with you, Coach. For me, the same thing, man. I could easily let my circumstances as a kid shape me today, but I overcame that. I got on radio show, been doing it for 10 years. Can you believe it? 10 years I've been doing this radio show. I can't believe it's been that long, but I think I'm an example for our guys in my neighborhood. Like, look, if JR can do it, I can do it too. Because I didn't let that define me.
There's prejudice in this world. Nobody's been that. Everybody knows that. There's hate, that which I equate, prejudice to me is hate. And there's hate on both sides. It just depends on the individual. I like anybody. Your color doesn't prevent you from being a good person, but it doesn't guarantee you being a good person. And that's you individually. And my wife's granddaddy told her one time he had some problems. He was South Carolina. He's had a 52-acre farm in a white area. The only black family really in a kind of white area where he farmed 52 acres. And they burnt 3 crosses on his his yard one night. And he went down to the police station, the old white guy, police, said, they're not doing that with me here. So he went out and went around the neighborhood. And next morning, another farmer came over with his 3 sons. The white farmer came over and said, we're here to help you. We didn't do that. We don't like what happened. We're here to help you mow down your yard, get started here in this neighborhood and welcome you. And he turned around to my wife, who was a little toddler, but stayed with her. And he said, you judge people one person at a time. And I think if people did more of that, where they just judge you for who you are.
Yes.
Not for any group. Quit daggone talking about groups. Now, I'm a little different with a lot. I'm not big on, I'm an Italian American. No, I'm an American. I don't believe in my wife is a black American. No, you can see she's black. She's an American. She's as American as I am, So I just kind of go with that. And I told my players when we talked about standing, what do you stand for with the flag and the national anthem? And I said, well, there's got to be something that we come together in. Now, I'm not saying that flag was always perfect. I know that. But its language is perfect. Now, did we act on it perfectly? No. There were instances, no. But the language of what it says is perfect. And I said, we got to have something that we can come together on. So I had a son who was in the Army, obviously, and spent two tours in Iraq. And you know what? He dodged a few bullets for this country. And I just said, and that's probably beside him was a black man. I don't know. whatever. But they were all different races that those bullets are flying around. And I said, there's one place that we go. Now, y'all can do what you want because I can't determine what you decide. You have a freedom to demonstrate or speak out. But I'm going to stand. And I'm standing for all of us, not just for a group. I'm standing for all of us. And y'all can do what you want. And you know what? My players, for the most part, I don't know if I influenced them or whether they believe they stand. And we're together. I said, every day when we play together, people see what America should look like. So let's keep it that way. They come for basketball, not for any type of demonstration or speaking out. I know you have to have platforms. I told Jared, my little player, I said, look, if you get mistreated, you go tell me where it is, and me and you'll go down there right now, and I'm right with you. And but if they're not, you're not. What are you yelling at? You haven't been. And I think they understand. And there are causes that you have. There are places, I think, time and places that you have to make stands and demonstrate and show your strength. I just, for the flag and the national anthem, in my mind, I respect other people's opinions, but in my mind, that's one that I don't stop for. There's been too much blood spent, black and white blood, for that flag for me to kneel. So I'm just not doing it. Now, you want me to go somewhere else with you? You show me where you got mistreated, I'm with you. Let's go. But other than that, I'm going to play this sport, enjoy it. Hope we have good fans coming out, have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's life and enjoy living.
You got that right, Coach. And, Coach, you have a young man on your roster, Coach, from down my way, Noonan, Georgia, about 40 minutes from my house. Tell us about that young man.
Jansen, Jansen, he's a leading shot blocker all the time at Marshall, said it this year. Now, that beat Whiteside, who's an NBA player, but now Whiteside was 1 year. Jansen's 4. But Whiteside 7-1, and this kid beat a lot of good centers at 6'8", 215 pounds. And to do what he does and block the shots that he did, shows his determination, his athletic ability, and, it's been a big part of our success here at Marshall.
Now, Coach, let me ask you this. How's recruiting been via Zoom for you guys? You can't go on the road. So how's it been to recruit your 21 and 22 classes via Zoom, knowing that I know you want to see guys, see them in person. How's it been for you and your staff?
Well, I'm a little bit different than most, okay? So I'm one of those, if I have to watch you more than 3 minutes, you're not good enough. And so I can take a look. I like it better in person. But I get a pretty good feel of watching film as long as it's on that big screen. I don't like these little ones. If I can get it on a big screen and get a look at you, I can get it pretty much no or yes. I know what we need. And again, at our level of recruiting, and we try to recruit the best, don't get me wrong. And I think the best should want to come here because it's a great situation for them. But I think that by watching them play, we recruit what we need. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, if you're Duke, you recruit the top 5 best players, I always said, that's great coaching. That's like going to the playground, giving the other guy 5 picks, and you get the next picks, and why didn't you beat them?
Exactly. Exactly.
Isn't that crazy? I said, you can't coach that. Because it's a player's game, whether you like it or not. I think coaches getting away more often than they help. But you know what? I think we've done a good job here. I got good staff. They do a great job in locating people. And I don't play around. When I see one I like it. Bring him in. And I think you can teach a lot. We have great weight program, agility programs that help with our athletic ability. We have teachers that teach skills, and basketball is a repetitive skill. It's not rocket science. So if you give me a good heart, you give me somebody who wants to work really hard, the better athleticism you can start with, okay, that's better. There are certain builds that will live, like, I don't know, you can't be 5'9" and weigh 100 pounds and think you're going to play.
You got that right.
If you get within the right range of athletic ability. Now, Jared West is a good example. He plays here. He's leading the conference in assists, leading the conference in 3-to-1 in assist to turnover ratio. He's one of the top scorers. He's 16, 17 points. And nobody, looked at him, didn't think he could play. And everybody asked me now, he said, well, Coach, what did you see in him? I said, well, there were 4 players on that AAU team we were looking at. One of them went to Davidson, Luke Frampton. One of them went to, the little Cuffy kid went to Liberty. And George and Jared came here. And somebody said, well, you lost the 2 you liked? I lost the 2 I went to see, the one I liked. And they go, well, what did you see in him? I said, he had the biggest heart. When he played, I could tell he had the biggest heart. He was the best leader. People rallied around him. I said, you got that? And his dad was a coach, and Dad hit the winning shot that put West Virginia in the Sweet 16 when Pottsnagel played with West Virginia. And his dad's a good coach up in the northern part of the state. I knew I had a kid that wanted to be good and was willing to put the time to do it. And he exceeded all that. So, I look for people with, I can watch what we need. I like skilled people. I like people that can run and play more than one position.
Yes.
I like my bigs to be able to dribble it up and shoot it, and my guards go in and post up. So, we teach the whole game. I don't pigeonhole kids and stay within this part of the game. I open it up to all of them. Sometimes it takes us a while to get together and understand our roles for this team, and I let them figure that out. We tweak it if I think they're going the wrong direction. But basically, I let them form that type of chemistry among themselves. And then if they stumble or doesn't look good, to try to tweak it. But first opportunity comes with them. And I give them confidence that I believe in them. You know what? They've never let me down. They, whether we win or lose, you enjoy watching them play because they give you their heart. So it's all good.
Modell, Coach, last one for you, Coach. Coach. What was your quarantine hobby, Coach? Mine was playing the guitar. So I can string the guitar now and play a little bit. What was your hobby this summer when we're doing quarantine?
I do crossword puzzles, and I live up on top of a hill, and I am 72, so I'm swinging doing crossword puzzles. Now when I was your age, that might have been a little different. But everybody has to, I think to be cool, and not really to be cool, but to show that you're happy, you have to be who you are,
Oh, yes.
I tried to act like you, I wouldn't be happy. First of all, I wouldn't sleep good. I'd hurt all the time. But, so I do think that you have to live the age you are, your age appropriate. Doesn't mean you have to act like you're dying or something or too old to do anything. But I do think within certain parameters, we go through different phases of life, enjoy all of them, I enjoyed the first part, middle part, and I'm enjoying it now.
Yeah, my dad's 80 years old. He does his puzzles too, so I can feel you. My dad does them still too. My dad he still writes out checks, Coach. He still writes out. He said, I said, Dad, I wrote a check in 8 years, Dad. You should use checks, son. He gets the paper still. My dad's totally old school like that, but I love it though. It's so fun to have him around, 80 years old still.
Well, you know what? He's happy. That's what it's about. He's happy. So, that's the way my dad was. My dad didn't change much, little Italian guy, but, he didn't change much. And I watch his shows now. I watch Gunsmoke and the Jeffersons. I'm going,
The Heat of the Night, Columbo, my dad, all that stuff, man. Columbo. I love watching Columbo with my dad.
Hey, wait, one of these times you're going to turn around, you'll be doing something, you'll go, Oh, hell, that's what my dad did.
Yes, all the time. Hey, coach, I got this about quarantine. I can spend time with my father. You know, he lives 20 miles from my house here, so I can see him all the time. And he touches my time, coach. My son does radio. I can't believe my son's a radio host. Talks to these guys I watched when I was his age. You know, like when I had on Ben Howland. He's like, I saw that guy in the Big West when he was a kid. He's talking to that guy on this show. So my thing is a thrill. I'll be talking to you guys, man, and covering sports because he's a big sports nut. That's why he got me into it. So my dad's living his best life, loving what I'm doing so far. I'm making that guy happy. I love it.
Well, you know what? It sounds to me like we both drew aces, and that's on birth. We had good family, and when you have good family, you have a great start. It's tougher on others, and they do have things that they have to surmount. But again, everybody has things they got to surmount. You can help them a little bit, but if they're not pushing forward. I used to teach a psychology class when I was in high school. One of the things I said would suggest to them, I said, if you're in a boat, there are 20 people drowning, but your boat only holds 10. Who do you save first? And they'd all look around. They go, well, the ones that look like they're sinking. And I said, well, I'm going to take the opposite point of view. And they go, what's that, coach? I said, I'm going to take the ones that are still trying to swim because
you got that right.
The ones that give up, and I wish I could save them, but I'm not going to be able to because the boat will sink and all of us go down. But I'm going to try to do the ones that are working to get better, and I'm going to try to help those people and be a part of their lives. And that's kind of the way I choose here, that I'm pretty selective on the athlete we bring in here because I want them to represent Marshall, and I want people in our stands to appreciate the person that they are and the effort they're given on behalf of Marshall. And I'm a little cranky that way. I'll tell you another little give. When you come to mine, you're not going to hear any rap and you're not going to hear any hard metal. I ain't listening to it. They'll all go, well, come on, coach. That's what the modern day language is. And I go, look, I got 7,000 people up in that stand. I'm over 50. We're playing the Temptations.
Yes.
I'm playing that damn stuff. I told Tavian, and this might sound bad, but I don't care. I told Tavian, I said, black people lost their soul. When they sang that stuff, they have soul right there. Now, that's soul. That stuff is garbage. I'm not listening to it.
Hey, coach, look. I can quote you everything from the 80s to now because my dad and my mom, hey, playing Earth, Wind, and Fire, Stevie Wonder, let's reach the higher ground,
There you go.
The Ozzy Brothers.
Yes. That's music. That's music.
Hey, Sam Cooke, a change gonna come, Percy Sledge. These are songs that my father and mother drew in my head as a young kid. So being 34 years old, coach, I can sing all those songs and know all the words because of my parents.
It's all happy music. It's all loving your girl or trying to find a girl, loving it. It's all about that good times. It ain't about the bad. I don't want to hear the bad times. I try to get away from that. So, I put on that kind of music. And it used to be our kids would come out, they put earphones on, at the beginning. And now when I go out there, they might be one or two. The rest of them, they're going with the music, and it's a happy practice. I think it will put you in a bad mood or a cool mood, like I'm a tough guy. What's a tough guy? I haven't figured that out yet. What is a tough guy? To me, a tough guy, getting up every day, going to work, working hard, loving people, and taking care of your own. That's a tough guy, not one that can punch you in the face. That don't mean nothing to me. So. Anyway, that's who I am. So,
hey, you're a great guy, Coach. Coach, say what for me, Coach. The best thing I ever do with my career, Coach, was buy my mom and dad a house. So my dad, they're divorced. So I had to buy them both a house. So I'm happy that both of them have their homes here. So my career's set. I got my parents out of the hood and got them great homes and living good. But my mom is 70 years old. My dad's 80. So they hate each other, Coach, but they got homes. They hate one another, but they got homes.
That's okay. You can love both of them.
I do. And I'm grateful I still have them because a lot of guys don't have both of their parents still, 80 and 70 years old. So I am so happy that I have my parents to lean on still as I go into my 30s and to my 40s here. They've been great by me and done everything I could to help me out. Now I can help them out, paying it forward, help them out now going forward.
Well, good for you. And it's like you learn as you grow up, you know, as a kid, Christmas comes and you go, oh man, I love Christmas because all the presents I get. And then when you get your age and you have kids and you said, I love Christmas because I get to watch what my kids get. And
Oh
you know
yeah.
what? That's the meaning of Christmas is getting joy out of what other people get joy from. And to me, giving it is a lot better than receiving it. It's nice to receive it occasionally.
Yes.
You know, it's still better when you're giving it.
Well, Coach, hopefully next year when you play at UAB, I can bring my dad over to see you guys because he would love
Yeah.
talking to you. Because you and my dad have some similar mindset, so I know you were able to hit it off really well. I can bring him over to see you guys play at UAB, which is probably the closest trip that I have to you is on Charlotte, of course. So hopefully if you
Well,
play
bring him on. Bring him on. Maybe we'll talk about the Jeffersons and Gunsmoke and all the old good ones.
Hey, he'll love all that, Coach. He'll love it all that, man. Hey, Coach, thank you for your time. It was great to talk to you again, Coach, man. Be safe up there in West Virginia, man. Good luck against Grant McCausland in the Green this weekend. Hope to see you real soon, Coach. And I love talking to you as always, man.
You know what they say, go herd.
You got that right. The Thunder and Herd of Marshall. Hey, Coach, be good, man.
All right, man.
Take it
All
easy.
right, take care.